Alright, so I'm getting ready to install my 1/2-inch subfloor on top of this OSB subfloor. Now, I don't recommend gluing down a Schluter shower pan to OSB, so I'm going to put down a 1/2-inch plywood just like I have in the past with a 4-inch screw grid all over it, and I'm going to glue with just carpenter's white glue across this whole floor, kind of in a 4-inch grid as well, and fasten it all down before I start the drywalling. So here you can see I've got some spray painted stuff on the walls. This is when I had the master plumber come visit me on site to show me what's up. This is actually my venting going up the wall, which I got to get out through the roof for the wet bar on the other side. This is a line drain, which will drain to the left. And this was the old paint that I put down way at the start before I decided I wanted to do a sloping tray this way with a line drain. So I'm going to begin to glue down this floor and then bring in the 1/2-inch sheet of plywood and start screwing it down.
Got a light coming from there, so.
All right, here's my 1/2-inch plywood, all laid down, 4-inch grid of screws. Really solid. You can feel how much more solid the floor is. Plus it's a brand new surface to attach the all set to. It's gonna grab onto this really good to glue that shower pan down. Now, I'm gonna get ready to start doing some drywall in here. I'm gonna put that moisture resistant board up. But I've got one last thing that I'd like to do before I do that, and that's address this curb. This is too low. The Schluter shower pan is gonna have some thickness on this edge to slope down through this way. So I've got that glass salvage door. I'm gonna build this curb up another 4.5 inches, so just 3 plies of 2x6. And then at the top, I'll build a little bulkhead down because you don't want the top of your glass door right at the ceiling height, or when you open the door, it'll all escape. You need a little bit of a curb up at the top as well. It helps like keep the steam in there when the door opens and closes. So I'm gonna just nail these 3 2x6 in right now. Okay, the curb's all in place. Now this is rock solid. One thing I'd like to point out to you is do not make your curb out of foam. I've seen a lot of failures in steam showers or just regular showers where people are using the Curdy foam or the Weedy foam to make their curb, and then they've got glass going on top of it and tile, or they use it as a threshold curb and the weight from people stepping on it. Curdy board is not designed for that application, so make yourself a solid curb and you'll have no problems. It's time to address the lighting in the steam shower. Now, my last steam shower was 3 foot wide by 9 feet long, so it was kind of a long hallway type steam shower. I had 2 lights in that. They were 4-inch round LED lights placed at about thirds down the ceiling. So in this steam shower, I am going to reduce that down. I think I'm just going to go with 1 light. I found that it was unnecessary to have it that bright in the other one, but use your own discretion to what you kind of want to do. I've got a window just on the other side of my bathtub right there, and that's going to cast a lot of daylight into here. So I'm happy with 1, and I'm going to rough in a square 4-inch LED light and driver. I'm probably going to center it right from here to here and here, and I'm going to put the switch just outside the door with a double box so that I can put the fan control in there as well. The fan control will be near the bath and near the steam shower, so I think it's a really good location. So I'm going to drill out some joists here in the ceiling and get some wires ran to the switch box so that we can start drywalling the ceiling. Now, I'm able to cover up before my inspection because I'm cutting some pockets in the end here so everything can be looked at afterward. But in a normal situation, if you got a permit, you're probably gonna get all your roughing in before you go ahead. In a renovation situation, you might be able to get away with covering things up before you see it. If you are doing that, make sure that you have a way that the inspector can visually see the rough-in without any complications. Same thing's happening for me right now with my shower valves. I have chosen to go with a different type shower valve. Now I'm waiting about 2-3 weeks for the item. I'm gonna still go ahead and drywall and waterproof this bathroom because I'm gonna be able to work on the shower valves from this side where the toilet room is, and this side where the wet bar is gonna be. So I'm always gonna have access to all my plumbing, which means I can carry on. I could even get all the tile done and cut in the valves after in my situation. If you're not as fortunate as me and you're doing it the other way, you're gonna have to make sure all your rough-ins are in at this stage before you cover them up. And if you have to have any of the inspectors take a look at it, that's when you're gonna call in for your inspection before you kind of cover up with any drywall so that everybody's happy. So let's get started. I'm gonna drill out these joists and get a switch ran in here. All right, the mold resistant board is all in, so I'm measuring up for the rest of my Schluter products that I'm gonna need. You can see here I've got the all set ready to go. I've got some Curdy membrane ready to go, and some extra banding, corners, shower valves, etc. If you need some information on this right away, I do have other videos highlighting installs of this product. But for now, in the steam shower, I'm just gonna measure up so that part 3, I can show you guys how to waterproof this unit. In here, I'm gonna use a 3 foot wide by 5 foot deep sloping shower pan with linear drain at the end. Then I'm also gonna use 9 sheets of the Schluter Curdy board. And I'm gonna cover all this mold resistant board up with the Curdy board, and that'll be part 3, taking us right to part 4 where we'll start doing the tile installation, get a little further into roughing in the valves and steamer unit, etc. Okay, we've got all the mold resistant board up. So now it's time to take a look at the steam unit itself. Here I've got a JR3 from Relax-A-Mist. In my other shower, it was 3x9. I used a JR4. Plenty of power. Like, the steam shower felt like a commercial grade steam shower. It was amazing. I reduced down just a tiny bit because this one is cubically square foot smaller than the other one. So what I'm gonna do now, because I was framing everything, not thinking exactly where I want the steamer unit, I've got a couple studs that I gotta block out so that I can just get the steamer unit safely into this area. So I'm gonna cut these studs out and then unbox this JR3 and show you guys what it's all about. You need it sometimes. Yeah. All right, now I've got my space that will fit the JR3. I'll put some studs back in here and strengthen this back up once I figure out exactly where this is gonna go and how I'm gonna plumb it in. But this is the location I've chosen. It's in my walk-in closet. I'm always gonna have a bank of cabinets here that I can pull out the back of it and get to this unit. I'm also gonna be able to always see inside these walls again. Like I was telling you before, that detail is very important to me to maintain a mold-free, not wet situation. So here we go. Here's the JR3. All their instructions. Parts. Okay, here's the unit. These are the steam outlets. I'm gonna have 2 again. This is obviously where the water goes in, and this is a plug for flushing out and cleaning your steamer unit. Some people hook this up to a drain as well so they can flush out their unit where calcium would build up inside. And the electrical requirements going on this side. So I'll probably choose something just like that. So my water line and everything come through this wall, and I can get to this whole controller And I've got my 2 steam outlets, which I'll run into this wall and come out the other wall. So that about wraps up part 2 of steam shower build.
Meet Tim Pierce, a Harley-driving, tattoo-loving construction expert who's on a mission to help you do it yourself. From plumbing to electrical, framing to painting, Tim's the guy you want around.
There is unforeseen things like this in everybody's home. It's crazy to even bother putting it in if you're gonna do it so crappy.
The construction coach is here to walk you through that home construction project, offering tips and tricks you won't find anywhere else.
This technique can be used all over the place.
Get step-by-step advice from the tools needed to easy-to-understand technique for getting that project done just right.
I think this gives it a really nice clean look underneath here.
Instant access to free video content streamed anytime to any device, featuring nearly 200 videos, 50 hours of content, all sorted by category and task. Who says home construction is overwhelming? Not with Tim.